Hello my scholars, you are welcome to my school channel and my name is Frank. In this video, we are going to be tackling JAMB CBT past question for chemistry, year 2023. Please do not go anywhere, stay with us and we'll be right back. You are welcome back to my school channel. So in this lesson video, we are going to be answering question 41 to 60. So let's kick off with question 41. What is the symbol used to represent an alpha particle? Okay, so particles are usually emitted by radioactive substances. Okay, and there are three in number. We have the alpha particle, we have the beta particle, and we have the gamma particle. And these particles, there are symbols that are used to represent them. Okay, so option A, the symbol in option A is used to represent alpha particle. Okay, while the symbol in option B is used to represent gamma particle. Option C is not used to represent any of the particle because I said there are three numbers. But option C is just another way of writing delta. Okay, it is called the lowercase form of delta. While option D is used to represent beta particle. Okay, so option A is the correct option. Question 42. When a substance is oxidized, it's dash. First of all, let's define oxidation, okay, in the modern way. Now, the modern definition of oxidation is actually given in terms of electron, okay, and oxidation simply involves loss of electron. So you should note that in a redox reaction, okay, it is actually the reducing agent that undergoes oxidation, so that at the end of the reaction, they become oxidized. Okay, and we know that reducing agents, they are electron donors. Okay, so by the time they donate electron, okay, that is by the time they lose electron, by the time they undergo oxidation, okay, at the end of the reaction, they will become oxidized. Okay, so that means they have lost electrons. So let's go through the option. So option A loses electron, which is actually the correct option. So, but let's just look at the other option. Then option B gains oxygen atom. Of course, it's true. Okay, substance that is oxidized also gain oxygen atoms. Okay, but we are answering this question based on the modern definition, okay, of oxidation, which is usually given in terms of electron. Option C. So substances that are oxidized doesn't gain electron. Okay, they usually lose electron. While option D loses protons and ions. No. Okay, so the correct option to this question is option A, loses electron. Question 43. A blue litmus paper turns red when dipped into a solution. What does this indicate about the solution? Okay, so we have different ways of testing whether a substance is acidic or basic. Okay, and one of the ways is that we usually test the solution with litmus paper. Okay, so if a blue litmus paper is dipped into a solution and it changes to red, you should know that that solution is acidic. But if a red litmus paper is dipped in a solution and the color changes to blue, you should know that that solution is basic. Okay, so let's quickly move to the option so that we can pick the correct option. So option A is that the solution is basic. No, because it's a blue litmus paper that turns to red. Okay, option B, the solution is neutral. No. Okay, option C, the solution is acidic. Yes, when a blue litmus paper is dipped into a solution, okay, the color of the litmus paper will change from blue to red. Okay, so that indicates an acidic solution. So option C is the correct option. Of course, option D is not even there at all. Okay, so the correct option to this question is option C. Question 44. Which of the following compounds is an example of an electrovalent bond? Okay, so electrovalent bond is also known as ionic bond. Okay, and we know that electrovalent bond or ionic bond occurs between a metal and a non-metal, where the metal donates electron and the non-metal accepts the electron, okay, resulting in the formation of oppositely charged ions. Okay, so if you look at the options that are given to us, are given sodium chloride, and we know that sodium is positive and chlorine is negative. So during the formation of sodium chloride, sodium is going to donate an electron which chlorine will accept, okay, to produce sodium chloride. So the answer to this question is option A. Okay, sodium chloride is an example of electrovalent bond. Okay, but let's just look at the remaining ones. Okay, so option B, this is carbon dioxide, and the type of bond that exists here is covalent bonding, okay, that involves sharing of electrons. Okay, then the same thing with option C. Okay, the type of bond that exists in water, okay, just a single molecule of water is covalent bond. Okay, but when you are talking about pool of water or cup of water, then the type of bond that exists there is hydrogen bonding. Okay, and that is the reason why water has high boiling point, so that should be noted. While for option D, which is methane, okay, the type of bond that exists in methane is covalent bond. Okay, so the answer to this question is option A, sodium chloride. Question 45. If gas A has a molar mass of 32 gram per mole and gas B has a molar mass of 64 gram per mole, what is the ratio of the diffusion rate? Okay, so this question is based on Graham's law of diffusion of gases. Okay, but remember that the bigger, okay, the molar mass of a gas, the slower the rate of diffusion of that gas. Okay, and the smaller the molar mass of a gas, the faster the rate of diffusion of that gas. Okay, so in order to solve this problem, you can actually apply Graham's law mathematically. Okay, you can apply Graham's law to get the answer to this question. But since if you look at the molar mass of gas A and that of B, they are not the same. In fact, if you look at it, the molar mass of gas B is twice of gas A. Okay, so in this case, that means if I should divide by 32, I'm going to be having 1:2. Okay, so what that means is that gas A will diffuse 2 times as fast as gas B. So going through our option, you find out that the most suitable option to this question is option A, 2:1. Okay, so gas A is going to diffuse 2 times as fast as gas B, and the reason is because the molar mass of gas B is larger than the molar mass of gas A. Question 46. The contact process is used for the industrial production of dash. Okay, so the contact process is used for the industrial preparation of H2SO4, of sulfuric acid. Okay, and it simply involves, first of all, reacting oxygen with sulfur, okay, to produce sulfur 4 oxide. So this sulfur 4 oxide further reacts with oxygen to produce sulfur 6 oxide. Okay, so this sulfur 6 oxide is carefully dissolved in hydrochloric acid, okay, to form helium. Okay, helium is H2S2O7. Okay, so this H2S2O7 is now dissolved in water to form your hydrochloric acid, okay, which is option A, sulfuric acid. Question 47. Which of the following is a unique property of water compared to other liquid? So option A, it is a poor solvent. No, water is usually referred to as a universal solvent because most substances can dissolve in water. Option B, it does not evaporate. Water evaporates. Okay, water evaporates, and that leads to the formation of cloud. Okay, so water evaporates. Then option C, it expands when freezing. Yes, water expands when freezing. In fact, this accounts for the reason why ice flow in water. Okay, because when water is freezing, okay, it expands. Okay, then water contracts when you heat it from 0 degree to 4 degree. Okay, but heating it above that temperature, it will start expanding. Okay, while option D, it has a low heat capacity. Okay, so the answer to this question is option C. It expands when freezing. Do you know that you can take practice question with our simulated JAMB CBT past question? All you need to do is to click on the link in the description below, and this will take you to Myschool website. There, you will have to download Myschool mobile app for your Android devices and Myschool software for your laptops and computer. Please go ahead and start practicing. Moving on to question 48. Sodium reacts vigorously with water to produce dash. So let's move over to the board. Let's write the equation for that reaction. Okay, so sodium is usually represented with Na, and of course water, we know water is H2O. Okay, so when sodium reacts with hydrogen, definitely you are going to be having sodium hydroxide, okay, and hydrogen gas. Of course, this hydrogen will be given off in form of vapor. Okay, so let's try and balance up this equation because it's not balanced. We are having 3 hydrogens here and 1 oxygen. Okay, so let's balance this up. So let's add 2 here and let's increase this. Okay, let's increase this to 2. Okay, so we have 2 molecules of water, then we have 2 sodium atoms. So this will give us 2 sodium atoms and this will give us, okay, so let's check what we have here. So here we have 4 hydrogen atoms. So here we have 2 atoms of sodium. Here we have 2 atoms of sodium. So let's check for oxygen. We have 2 atoms of oxygen. We have 2 atoms of oxygen here. While here we have 2 atoms of hydrogen because we have 4 atoms of hydrogen on the reactant side. So 2 atoms of hydrogen here plus 2 atoms of hydrogen here. So that will give us 4 atoms of hydrogen. So our equation is balanced. Okay. So when sodium reacts with water, okay, you are going to be having sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas as the product. So let's move over to the screen to pick the correct option to this question. Okay, so from what we did on the board, the correct option to this question is option C. Okay, sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. I believe you are enjoying this video content. If yes, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and tap on the notification bell to get notified as soon as we release the next video. Question 49. At room temperature and standard pressure, chlorine gas is in which state of matter? So chlorine belongs to the group of elements, okay, classified as or usually referred to as the halogens, okay. And one of the properties of the halogens is that fluorine and chlorine, okay, fluorine too is also part of the halogen. So fluorine and chlorine, they are gases at room temperature, okay. So the answer to this question for what I've just said is option D. Okay, so chlorine gas is actually gas at room temperature and at standard temperature. So the answer to this is option D. Question 50. What is the molecular geometry of a molecule with 3 bonding pairs and no lone pairs around the central atom? Okay, so what we have on the board actually describes trigonal planar. Okay, so option A, we have tetrahedra. No, it's not tetrahedra. Tetrahedra is 4 bonding pairs, okay, with no lone pairs around the central atom. Okay, option B is trigonal planar. Of course, trigonal planar has 3 bonding pairs with no lone pairs around the central atom. And a good example of a substance that has this shape is your ammonia. Okay, then option C will have linear. Then option D will have octahedra. Okay, substance that has this shape is your diamond. Okay, so the answer to this question, or what is actually described in this question, is option B. So option B is the correct answer. Question 51. Isotopes of an element have dash. Okay, so isotopes of an element, you are referring to atoms of the same element, okay, with the same atomic number but different mass number. Okay, so by atomic number we mean the number of protons. So they have the same number of protons. While by mass number we mean the sum of protons and neutrons. Okay, so if number of protons is the same, then the only thing that will be different in order for us to have an isotope is the number of neutrons. Okay, so let's go through the options and see. So option A, we have the same number of protons but different number of neutrons. I think that agrees with our definition of isotope. But let's just go through other options. Option B, the same number of neutrons and electrons. No. Option C, the same number of protons and neutrons. No. Option D, the same number of protons and electrons. No. So the correct option to this question is option A, the same number of protons but different number of neutrons. Question 52. Which element is placed at the top of the electrochemical series? So electrochemical series is just an arrangement of elements, okay, in order of reactivity or according to their order of reactivity. So you should know that electrochemical series is also referred to as reactivity series, okay, and by reactivity you are talking about positivity, ability to give out electrons. Okay, so those elements that can give out electrons easily, okay, are placed at the top, okay, followed by those that does not give out electron easily. So from our option, we have copper. No, copper is not at the top. We have hydrogen. No, hydrogen is not at the top because there are other elements that can give out electron more easily than copper and hydrogen. So C, we have sodium, and D, we have oxygen. Oxygen does not give out electron. Oxygen accepts electron. Okay, so the answer to this question is C. Sodium is the element that is placed at the top of the electrochemical series based on the element that we have here. So sodium is at the top because sodium gives out electron easily. Okay, meaning that sodium is more reactive than all the elements that are here. Okay, so the answer to this question is C, sodium. Question 53. Which transition metal is known for its multiple colorful oxidation states and compounds used in pigments and paints? Okay, so A, we have silver. In most compounds, the oxidation state or the oxidation number of silver is usually 1. Okay, and silver appears like mirror. Okay, looks like mirror. While B, we have copper. Okay, copper exhibits 2 oxidation states, which is +1 and +2. And copper usually have this blue color. Okay, sometimes also show green color. Okay, so the answer to this question is copper. Okay, then C, we have gold. Then D, we have zinc that has just 1 oxidation number, which is 2. Okay, so the answer to this question is option B, copper. Copper is blue in color and it is used in pigments and in paints. Question 54. Which of the following methods is commonly used to remove suspended impurities from water? So option A, we have fluoridation. Okay, so fluoridation simply means the addition of calculated amount, okay, of fluorine, okay, to water or to public water supply in order to prevent tooth decay. So A is not the option. While option B will have chlorination. Chlorination too, you are adding little chlorine to water to kill germs. Okay, chlorine is usually used as germicide as far as water purification is concerned. Okay, so option B is not the answer. Then we have filtration. Of course, in filtration, you make use of filter paper, okay, usually added inside the funnel, and you pour the water inside. So if there is any impurity inside the water, the filter paper will trap it. Okay, so the answer to this question is option C. Okay, because filtration is commonly used to remove suspected impurities from water, while option D is distillation. Of course, we know that we use distillation to separate 2 miscible liquids of close boiling point, okay, such as water and ethanol. Okay, so the answer to this question is option C. Question 55. What is the valency of an element with the electronic configuration 287? So what do we mean by valency? It simply means the combining power of that element. Okay, so when elements want to react with one another to form compounds or to form bonds, okay, they do that with their valency, with their valent electrons. Okay, so a compound having this electronic configuration is actually chlorine. Okay, because the atomic number of chlorine is 17. Okay, in order for chlorine to obtain, okay, the octet electron configuration, chlorine will need to accept 1 more electron, okay, so that the number of electron on its atomos share will be what? Will be 8. Okay, so option A will have 7. No, it cannot be 7. Okay, while option B we have 1. Okay, the reason why it cannot be 7 is because it will be very difficult for chlorine, which is a non-metal, to give out 7 electrons, because the essence of this whole thing is that chlorine wants to obtain that noble gas structure, okay, which is having either just 2 electrons on its atomos shares, okay, or 8 electrons on its atomos share. Okay, so option A is not the correct option. Option B is the correct option, because chlorine can easily accept 1 electron, so that this 7 becomes 8. Okay, this 7 here indicates the number of electrons on its atomos share, so you can easily accept 1 to become 8 in order to obtain that noble gas structure. So our answer cannot be 2, our answer cannot be 3. So the answer to this question is option B, 1. Question 56. When anhydrous cobalt chloride paper is exposed to water, what color change is observed? Okay, so there are actually 2 substances or 2 reagents that is used to detect for the presence of water, and the 2 substances are anhydrous cobalt 2 chloride and anhydrous copper 2 tetrasulfate 6. So those are the 2 substances. So this anhydrous copper 2 chloride, okay, is usually blue in color. Okay, so when it comes in contact with water, the color will change from blue to pink. Okay, so the correct option to this question is option D, from blue to pink. Okay, while option B is for the other substance which I mentioned, copper 2 tetrasulfate 6, which will change from white to blue. So just take note of that. So option D is the correct option. Okay, to change from blue to pink. Do you have any question to ask? If yes, click on the link in the description below, and this will take you to my school website. There you can ask your questions, and solutions will be provided to all your questions within a short period of time. Moving on to question 57. Which type of salt is found in antacid medications and is used to relieve heartburns and indigestion? Okay, so I'm just going straight to the answer to this question. So the type of salt that is found in antacid medication and that is used to relieve heartburn and indigestion is actually magnesium chloride. Okay, what this magnesium chloride does is that it neutralizes those stomach acid. So option B is the correct option. Do you have better explanation or steps in answering any of these questions? If yes, please share this information with us. All you need to do is to go to the comment section below, comment the question number and the solution or explanation you wish to share with us. Question 58. What is the atomic number of aluminium? So atomic number simply means number of proton. Okay, and for a neutral atom, the number of proton is equal to the number of electron. Okay, so if you are conversant with your first 20 element, then you should know that the atomic number of aluminium is 13. Okay, so the answer to this question is 13. While option B is for iron. Okay, of course it's not part of the first 20 elements. Okay, it's number 26. Okay, while 14 here is for silicon, while 12 here is for magnesium. So the correct option to this question is option A, 13. Question 59. Which of the following metals is commonly alloyed with copper to make brass? Okay, so A we have iron, it's not iron. B we have nickel, it's not nickel. C we have aluminium, it's not aluminium. Okay, so the answer to this question is D. So brass is a mixture of zinc and copper. Okay, then we also have another one which is a mixture of copper and tin, and that gives you bronze. Okay, so you should just take note of the difference between brass and bronze. Okay, so for brass it's a combination of copper and zinc, and for bronze it's a combination of copper and tin. Okay, so the right option to this question is option D, zinc. Question 60. What happens when alkanoic acids react with alcohols in the presence of an acid catalyst? Okay, so option A will have saponification. Okay, so saponification is just alkaline hydrolysis, okay, of fatty acids. Then option B will have esterification, which is actually what this question is asking us, okay, which is a type of reaction that occurs between alkanoic acid and alcohol to produce an ester. Okay, I think that is the reason why it's called esterification, because at the end of this reaction, ester and water is produced. While option C, we have polymerization. Okay, so in polymerization, simple molecules come together to form a larger molecule referred to as polymer. Okay, why those simple molecules are referred to as monomers. Why D, we have hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is when a substance reacts with water, okay, which is actually the opposite of esterification. Okay, so when alkanoic acid reacts with an alcohol to produce esters and water, then that ester and water can as well still react to return you back to the original reactant, which is your alkanoic acid and alcohol. Okay, so the correct option to this question is option B, esterification. Okay, so esterification is this type of reaction that occurs between alkanoic acid and alcohol to produce ester and water. Okay, so option B is the correct option. I believe you have gained something from this video lesson. Please do not forget to hit the like button, click on the subscribe button, and lastly, tap on the notification bell to get notified as soon as we release the next videos.